Unit read and translate the text into Indonesian. Marriage law reform. Major version of the statutory personal law enacted in the various Muslim countries represent a more codification of the established law or at best unification of hitherto divergent legal principles. There is, however, no reason to deny the fact that certain provisions in this law have introduced significant reform in the traditional law. The principal reforms so introduced in one country or another real to A. Marriage for men and women and difference of age between parties to marriage. B. Role of marriage guardian in the fixation and solemnization of marriage. C. Registration and documentation of marriage. D. Monetary aspect of marriage, dowry and expenses. A. Polygamy and rights of co-wives. I. Maintenance of wife, family, and matrimonial home during the subsistence of marriage. G. Unilateral divorce right of parties to marriage and grounds for judicial divorce. I. First divorce relief for the parties, especially for women. I. Period of gestation and its implication. G. Parents' right relating to custody and guardianship of children, especially of mother. K. Inheritance right of certain close relative, surviving spouse, daughter, brother, sister, grandfather, and descendant of predeceased killer. L. Cause of the legate, especially their eligibility to rest because and aim validity, tenure, and management of family work. Reform in these areas have been effective. Different reform in different countries, either under the provision of comprehensive codes or law of personal status or family rights, or by one of sporadic legislation. The source material for all the aforementioned reforms have been located by the jurists and the legislators of the Muslim world in the order of divergence, flexibility, and richness of the legal principles within the vast framework of the Sharia. It is nobody case in the Muslim states, including Turkey, that personal law has been codified and reformed merely to modernize or westernize the law, nor have their aesthetic advocates and exponents ever quoted any wholly on Islamic source for any of the reform. The motive behind and the object of all this legislative activity have been understood by the reform. The need to systematize personal law on the factor of other law since codified. The desire to benefit from lesser known and hitherto neglected principles and juristic definition within the fold of the Sharia. The will to check misinterpretation, misapplication, and growing misuse of the Sharia law, of which there were greater chances and possibility in is and codified the policy of nationalizing entirely Islam in law and the urge to rebuild the society in conformity with the original unadulterated socio-legal principles of Islam. In several countries, the ulama have approved or have been closely associated with the reform effective. At the same time, some of the reform in some countries have been opposed and criticized by certain sections of religious leaders and scholars. This has happened in Iraq, Indonesia, Pakistan, Tunisia, South Yemen, and Turkey. On some occasions, their objections were accepted and the reform proposed or already effected, dropped, repealed, or modified. Main source Tahir Mahmud 1907. Personal law in Islamic countries, history, text, and comparative analysis, Academy of Law and Legislation, New Delhi, 5/11/13.